Hey, welcome back. This is Tom. This is Tom's Radio Room Show. And this is one of my Christmas presents that I got. And I'm just going to briefly show you about it, which probably most of you know all about these. And then after I do the recording, I'm going to actually hook it up and then I'll show you it working. So what this is a mixer for mixing audio signals. And this is from one of the well-known manufacturers of audio equipment. Right here's the name. And this is the model Q802 USB. It has a USB interface besides just using the analog interface. So I'm not going to do an unboxing, that's kind of boring. So I'm just going to use this picture to illustrate some of its features. I can say most of you know all about these things. And the concept is, instead of switching between audio inputs when you're recording or whatever, this lets you mix the inputs so that you can have 2 or 3 inputs coming into your recorder or your webcam or whatever, and having them play at the same time. And then you can increase the volume on one and decrease the volume on another. And what I'm going to be using this for is for my shows where I have, for instance, 1 or 2 radios, maybe even 3 radios, plus my microphone input, so that I can switch between the various inputs, actually by increasing and decreasing the volume. So this particular one will take up to 8 inputs, 8 single channel mono inputs, or you can turn those 8 into stereo and have 4 channels. And it can include things such as microphone inputs, which requires power. Older microphones used in stages and stuff like that required power. It can use inputs from your radios. It can use an input from a newer microphone, such as the lapel microphone I'm using right now. It can use inputs from your computer. And then it mixes those based on these controls here into a single output, which in my case will be going back to my computer to record my videos. And over here, this model has a lot of features, but it's still pretty compact. It's about a third of the size of this box, so it doesn't take up a lot of room in my workshop. It has controls for equalization, so that you can change the various bands, the low, medium, and high bands. Amplification, of which I need because my voice is very bassy, and so I need to boost the treble part so it makes my voice a little more understandable, although it doesn't help my actual words, because I sometimes say the wrong words. Well, lots of times I say the wrong words. And then again, you can control the volume of each input. And now 2 of the channels, or 4 of the channels, channel 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, only have 1 volume control. And those are for stereo inputs if you want to, or 2 mono inputs if you want to, but you can't control those 2 mono inputs individually. And I will probably, the most I'll be using is 3. Probably my microphone all the time, and 1 or 2 other things, such as 2 different radios. So for instance, I can have 2 radios coming in here and compare the audio by turning one of these controls up and down. And then you got your output here, your main output out here. that I'll feed back into my computer for recording. You also have 2-track for cassette type recording interfaces, and you have main mixer control and other controls. You can monitor the output of those inputs on a separate headphones, so that you can hear what's coming out of the mixer yourself without having to go through speakers and causing feedback. So I'm really excited about getting this for Christmas, and hopefully I can get it set up. I bought one about 3 or 4 months ago. One was about half the price of this one. This one is $79 on Amazon. And you can use it. You don't have to be doing videos on YouTube. You can use this in your shack if you have multiple radios that you want to monitor at the same time. For instance, you could have a scanner radio and a shortwave radio coming into the mixer at the same time, producing one output. And then you could control the volume of those 2 inputs. So you can use these yourself. The one I bought it was a different brand. It was I call it an off brand. It was half the price of this one. And when I hooked it up, it had a hum in it that I could not get rid of. I just could not get rid of it. So I went back to Amazon and I read all of the reviews, and there were like a half a dozen other people that said they had the same problem. So I sent it back immediately, said the heck with that. This one, I'm familiar with these. I have people that I know that have this exact one, and I've used one like this on my setup in my office. So I know it works. It's just a matter of me getting it hooked up properly. So again, this one has something that my other one doesn't have, is it has a USB interface. I won't be using that initially because I want to get it set up and working the way I have my other one set up that doesn't have the USB interface. So let's see if there's anything exciting I can tell you about. As I said before, it has 2 microphone inputs for powered microphones that includes a preamplifier. Let's see, what else? You can also, if you use the USB interface, there's some software as you run on your computer that you can control in more detail the audio. It has an equalizer, as I mentioned. I think that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. This company, I probably can't pronounce it correctly, but they are out of Germany, and they've made this type of device and other audio studio devices for years. So they're a name brand. So that's it. Welcome everybody back. I was extremely busy during the holidays and still a little busy. I have some of my family members visiting me. My grandkids are all here. So that's why I've been a little delay on doing videos. I also got some other things related to my show for Christmas that I'll be showing. I got another USB radio. SDR, software defined radio, little stick, thing's tiny. I'll be demonstrating that. And I think I got, what else did I get for Christmas? I got some rechargeable batteries. I needed some C-size batteries. And I used to be able to get them locally for $1 a piece. And they've gone up to $1.60 a piece. So I thought I would go back and try some rechargeable, since the technology on rechargeable batteries and the physics and the materials they use have improved greatly since I used rechargeable batteries. Thought I'd give it a try. So I ordered a set of 4 C-cells rechargeable batteries, and we'll see how they do. And maybe I'll do a little show on that to kind of upgrade you or update you on rechargeable battery technology, because I paid $2 a piece versus $6. So reverse is $1.60 a piece for alkaline batteries. So if they're going to work in the devices that I plan on using on, that's a better way to go. Question is, do they have enough power, and will they provide a high enough voltage? Because these batteries are the lithium batteries, and they only put out 1.2 volts normally. And I don't know if that's going to be enough. 4 alkaline batteries would give me 6 volts, and 1.2 volts are only going to give me 4.8 volts. So I don't know if it's going to be enough. So anyway, that's where we're at. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.